coming across the ground from a westerly direction as McCRACKEN takes it out on the first play. Breeze fractionally favouring Parramatta in the first half. JOHNSTON, driving tackle from Andrew G. And now back to play. 39 kilometres per hour, that breeze. It's going to make passing quite difficult. 21 degrees in Brisbane. Jason Smith now with a rush down the blind side, ending with LAWLER and also ending with Jason Smith on his back. Now Freeman using the breeze. And then Willie CARNE in the number 1 shirt comes back to be tackled 28 metres out from his line, and Kerrod unloads the Langer to go across. And then LOCKYER to hold it back, and now it's HANCOCK in a surge down the flank. HANCOCK, Spence, he's beaten Spence, he comes back into the centre. Beautiful promotion of the football by the Broncos. Kerrod away down to the 20, back for HANCOCK again. And the Eels hang on.
There's a couple of times now HANCOCK needing support on that first run down the flank after he beat Dean Pay. But now on the right, a bit of space here.
LOCKYER goes around the back looking for RENOUF. He almost lost it. He's able to get it away. Brad THORN takes it down to the 20-metre line and is held there by LAWLER. Now, 18 metres out, and Ryan uses the number 12, which is WEBCKE. The Broncos on the last tackle now, across through the hands of Lazarus, into Langer, around the back for CARNE. Quick hands, knocked on by RENOUF. And Manson will put a scrum down. 15 out.
The changeover there called by Manson. Steve RENOUF should have taken this pass. A real nice ball from Willie CARNE, catching and passing just behind RENOUF on the burst. It was a little bit harsh on him there. Probably not the best of passes, but just one play to beat for him and Michael HANCOCK.
Changeover and not a scrum. It was on the last tackle. Gary Belcher is with me today as Peter Johnston plays the ball, and they come wide quickly for Freeman. A dubious pass for Smith, equally to David Woods, and Woods turns it back inside. Smith is there to back up. Lawler's in front. He's leading the race, but here's a Bronco coming down the ground. Darren Smith got back there. 15 out from their line. They turn defence into attack. So the Broncos are 25 out from their own line.
Well, Jason Smith only had to draw Willie CARNE and pass the ball then, and a certain try looming for Parramatta. Only Peter Ryan chasing. He elected to kick it forward. A bit of a strange decision, I thought.
Andrew G then forced down under this tackle from Raper and Pay. Now a high ball, and then Langer. WEBCKE was hit hard, loses the ball. That's bad, really, cropping up possession on your own end of the park. As MAYBON comes in from the back. 35 metres out from the Brisbane Broncos line. Johnston now, one of the star players in the win against Canberra last Sunday. Could have easily been the man of the match. Matthew Spence got the award. He's in this one today looking for another big one. Freeman then, second man plays. Smith, and then David Woods. And Woods running into the shoulder of Peter Ryan, the ever-reliable shoulder. David Woods, 28 out from the Broncos line. And this is the second row forward, Morgan. And the Eels have looked quite smart. This is the last as Raper scoops it off the ground for Smith to give. Woods is going to lose it. No, he's able to get it away miraculously. Smith puts it into the corner. Oh, that was close. A race between LAWLER and Ross. But it was quick thinking by Jason Smith.
It was the ball being juggled there. Smith, no option but to put it there. LAWLER was over. If this ball stayed in the field of play, Robbie Ross was nowhere near him. The kick beat him to the sideline.
A couple of very good chances have gone for the Eels. Langer works it in, and then gives a shocking pass. It finished up on the second bounce with Willie CARNE. That breeze is going to have an effect on passing today, but it had little to do with what happened then to Allan Langer. That's good driving defence by McCRACKEN, putting RENOUF away. And then Kerrod finding Andrew G, and the penalty goes against the Eels. Got them inside the 10. He marks the spot, and now they'll find the line off the boot of Darren LOCKYER. Not such a bad crowd, but of course way down. And the crowd that these two sides attracted to open ANZ Stadium really as a rugby league venue. That was back in '93. And the Eels didn't read the script that day or that night. They won the match. In fact, the Broncos haven't beaten the Eels here at ANZ Stadium. Darren Smith playing it back for Kerrod Walters to come over, and then it goes from Langer onto Lazarus, and then Lockyer, and then a lofted pass. One of them came out of the line. Now, RENOUF tries to hurt them. Robbie Ross tries to carry it on. And the 8 metres out from the Parramatta line. Play back quickly for Lockyer. He goes wide for his captain. Langer! Oh, Alfie puts it under the bar. Well, that all started on the blind side when one of the Eels came out of the line. RENOUF and Ross tried to hurt them, but eventually the captain did the job on them.
Well, a nice quick play the ball here from Robbie Ross after that bust. The crowd love to see this. Langer coming across field. Spence, who was just caught on the back foot. Blackett couldn't cover it up, and the little fella strolled through. Just see him going through the hole here, putting it over under the post. He makes it look so easy.
Score 4-4. And after time in the first round, so 200 game for the Broncos. It's your distance today, 45. That's number 200.
Willie from right in front. And it's kicking very well for a stopgap kicker. 6-0 Brisbane over Parramatta. Crazy game, this rugby league. At times, what you're seeing unfolding in front of you bears little relationship with the scoreboard sometimes. Such was the case in the opening of this game, with Parramatta looking sharp and looking dangerous. But then Brisbane laid on a try. 6-0 then, and Brisbane bringing it back off their own 20-metre line as G goes up and is met by a 3-man Parramatta tackle, including Freeman and Morgan. And from Walters, it was Langer to the back for Thorn, and then he ran over the top of Jarrod McCRACKEN, the young State of Origin second rower. 32 metres out from his own line, and McCRACKEN wasn't the only casualty. Matthew Spence is also taken an injury out of the tackle. Now Robbie Ross will play it after quick hands brought it across to the right of the ground. Walters goes back to the left, and Langer decides to go. Oh, Langer! He's put in a little Kevy Walters kick. And now Parramatta have squandered another chance.
Dean Payet was that cleaned up the kick from Langer. They've ended up giving it over before the first tackle. Wouldn't make the coach too happy. The Broncos trying to work it up now towards the halfway, but they're lucky to have the ball back.
Lazarus then rolls it up to the 50-metre line. Andrew G, and then a little exchange of passing in close around the play the ball with WEBCKE, and Kerrod Walters knocks on, which will take a bit of the pressure away from the Eels.
It wasn't a great play the ball from Shane WEBCKE. Kerrod Walters tried to pick it up and get moving a little bit too quick. He's not facing forward. Almost a penalty away there. Walters just with the fumble. Here's a little Langer kick. Rule Ray, a la Kevy Walters. And yeah, Dean Pay made a mess of it, Parramatta.
Poor old Kevy, he'll never be allowed to forget, will he? A bit like Neville Glover at the cricket ground in, I think it was 76. Never allowed to forget. Now MAYBON, as the Parramatta back line goes on an attacking raid. They play the ball on the halfway line. Now, this is BLACKETT, the 5'8". Picked up and put away. Parramatta continues on up the centre with Johnston. 6 points to nil. A try for Allan Langer, converted by Willie CARNE as Freeman switches the point of the attack. And passing into that breeze, you might have noticed his pass didn't have the length. Knocked down. Who was it knocked down by? Brisbane. Loose head and feed for the Eels.
Yes, right on the spot there, David Manson. The pass was knocked down by RENOUF. He eventually dives on it. Looking for the quick hands here with Morgan. It's come off Steve RENOUF's right arm.
Parramatta getting the ball out quickly to David Woods, who is, to my way of thinking, their main strike weapon in the back line. There's Spence. I've got a feeling he had a little look.
The pass seemed to be going straight to the target. We'll have another glance at it here. Spence on the burst. He's just taken his eyes off it. Having a look at the defender coming through. Andrew G was the man.
Wasting no time to get that ball in the scrum, something he's done for a long, long time. And then, oh, beautiful play by the Broncos, and it's come off the head of Michael Hancock. Well, he's going to put a scrum down now, but that worked so smoothly with Lockyer.
He's on the run around. Willie CARNE pulling some defenders inside, but he gives it to Lockyer, who found himself in a big hole outside to Hancock. He couldn't handle, he was gone.
That was going to be a case of Hancock first and Daylight second. Parramatta there. Spence now getting it right on the halfway line. Played back for Raper to make some valuable meters, and then a cutout pass. Finding Scott Mahon on the right wing for Parramatta. Breeze blowing across towards his wing. And Blackett did well. Penalty goes to Parramatta against the tacklers. So basically hanging around too long.
He's done here, Scott Blackett. Keith Blackett, that was a tough pass. The breeze really catching the football. He managed to handle it. Now Lazarus just hangs on for too long. Coming over the top. Maybe it's for that second tackle.
Basically what it's all about. I think the referee said, Lazarus, there's no need for you. The tackle's been made. So what are you doing there? So Parramatta opting against a shot at goal, though the breeze is with them. Johnston. Johnson is 15 metres away from the Broncos line. They go right and they're deep. And, Blackett knocks on. And the Broncos have been told to play on. It was touched by Parramatta, I fancy. Indicated a restart of the tackle count because there's no need to. Langer passing from the ground, but you'll find that Allan is saying my arms didn't touch the ground.
Aaron Raper making the tackle on Langer. Well, his arms did, and Raper's still hanging on. There's the problem. He's still hanging on the tackle.
So it's Parramatta in a game that has been full of chances for both sides. Spence has now lost it without any help. Oh no, he said it has been. It's been raked out, he says. Manson, that is. And a penalty to Parramatta.
You'd have to expect him to take the two, as Alfie asked Dave Manson what the problem is. Well, it's pretty obvious. Shane WEBCKE was the defender in there with Kerrod Walters. Yeah, they are taking the two. Dean Pay points to the post. Spence in the tackle. WEBCKE over the top. See his arm on the ball, the left hand, and just pulling down on it. That's why it popped out. Dave Manson's had some tough decisions, but I think he's got them all right so far today. WEBCKE's forced that out.
Langer came across and said, "Are you sure?" David said, "Yes, I'm sure." And now I know why he said that. You know why? Because he was right. He's probably too nice a bloke to be a referee, David Manson.
Well, he keeps a smile on his face and he sees the funny side of things. I guess you have to. It's A lot of pressure out there in the middle. Not only the fans of the game, but we see things 3 or 4 times on the replay.
Chance to reduce that margin, and it's a good kick. High and straight between the big sticks. 6-2 Brisbane over Parramatta now. At 6 points to 2. Brisbane get us going again, and Freeman winning it back via McCRACKEN. Just inside the 20-metre line. A game full of action, plenty of mistakes, but nevertheless it's an entertaining game as Raper's pass was knocked on by Dean Fay, so Brisbane get a great opportunity here.
They do. Parramatta are keen to shift the ball fairly quickly. Raper with the pass out now for Pay. Perhaps has just gone forward a little bit before MAYBON cleaned it up. He doesn't keep a very big 10, Dave Manson. That's why there's pressure on Parramatta. Brisbane are really rushing up quick.
Langer having a little word to RENOUF. Oh, CARNE! Willie CARNE! Now got the pass away to Mick HANCOCK. HANCOCK scores! Oh, terrible miss out there by one of the Parramatta players.
The fullback play doesn't come much better than that. Willie CARNE just coming across from the scrum. They've got numbers. In fact, it's 4 defenders with a 5th one coming. Willie CARNE stepping straight through 2 of them and offloading before Spence could clean him up. Michael Hancock likes him that easy. Here comes CARNE from the other side of the scrum. McCRACKEN takes his man on the outside and Jason Smith's the man. A simple miss. CARNE stepping out of it and giving an easy one to Michael Hancock.
And that is number 99.
Probably no more difficult angle than the one Willie CARNE has got here. There's his kick. He tried to bring it around, but the breeze is much too strong. 10-2 now. The home side up over Parramatta. Jason Smith will be ruining a couple of occasions in this match so far. And that tackle that he missed on Willie CARNE, he'll have to get that out of his mind as soon as he can. Parramatta player is down injured as Brisbane bring it back to the 20-metre line, and the referee has called timeout. Adam Manson's concerned about Aaron Raper. What happened?
Here's the big hit up from the kickoff from Brad Thorn. He's put the hip into Raper, and Raper looks like Thorn may have landed on his head as he's come down. His head's hit the ground, or maybe the impact with Thorn, one of those I think may have knocked him out. He's come around.
whatever. He's not very well, Aaron Raper. He's conscious, as you can see, but very groggy.
There's the hit again from Thorn. Both of those impacts fairly heavy, and the trainer has indicated he's got to come off the field.
Almost think you've seen that face somewhere before, haven't you?
The profile looks like the dad.
Oh my goodness, Aaron. Fancy having to carry that through life. Only Joe. Now, then Lazarus out of the 30-metre line. Andrew G. running into the shoulder there of Peter Johnston, who can peel off the big shots. McHancock, scorer of 1 try and probably should have scored a second. He's just beyond the 40-metre line as the Parramatta defenders get out of the way. Then Langer steps away from 2 of them, drops it onto the right boot, and it goes down to Maybon, and Langer puts everybody on side. Personal contribution from Langer, excellent. 40 metres out from their own line now, the Eels, with Justin Morgan. THORN is underneath and RENOUF is over the top. 10 points to 2. 2 tries, both scored by the Broncos. The Eels have had a couple of chances. And now Johnston decides to take it straight at Kerrod Walters, but WEBCKE catches up with him from behind. Morgan, Freeman, pays outside him, but so too is Morgan. And Morgan pulled down on 5, 32 metres away from the Broncos line. Jason Smith combines with Dean Fay, and then Nathan Barnes, and now Chris LAWLER. He centre kicks. There's a chance here. I think it's more than a chance. It's a try. Scored by Parramatta's Jason Smith.
They have been very dangerous down the left-hand side of the park. Smith it was coming out of dummy half, who sent it back. The long ball out wide. Comes inside the line. I thought he would have almost taken Willie CARNE on there. CARNE only a couple of metres from the line, but it's paid off. A good kick through and Smith up the middle. What's his pass coming out wide? Very good selective passing. Back inside through to LAWLER. The left foot kick just gets around Willie CARNE. CARNE helpless to get to that. No,
it's Chris LAWLER's try. Chris LAWLER has got the try, not Jason Smith.
Scramble, it's LAWLER, that's the pressure on the ball, and he's back to BLACKETT, it's a first down try.
A flurry of hands, and the referee has ruled that Chris LAWLER scored the try, and then he converts. So 10 points to 8 now, Brisbane over Parramatta. The Broncos with the restart. It's not a bad kick, really, considering the breeze is slightly with Parramatta. McCRACKEN plays it now. Johnston takes the second play away to Parramatta. 17 is Campbell. Oh! Woods has knocked it on. Lockyer goes for it. I don't know that it touched his hands. The referee's asking the question, and he's ruled a knock on.
come in. Talk to Dave Manson about something. Perhaps to confirm what he ruled. Let's have a look at it here. Lockyer chases this drop ball. His hands were near it. Hard to tell from there whether he's touched it or not. It certainly hit his knees. Manson has ruled a knock on.
With Brisbane with a golden opportunity. Oh, that's an awful pass, but Darren Smith did well. 27 metres out from the line. His centre partner goes away with it now. RENOUF wrapped up by David Wood. And then Andrew G. 15 out right in the centre of the ground. And then, oh, the pass back inside from Lazarus goes to ground. And Campbell is with it for Parramatta.
What a good ball from Lazarus. Pass before he looked. The ball back inside the WEBCKE a bit tough to take. Just passes just out front of Shane WEBCKE. Too hard for him to take. Plenty of turnovers from both sides today.
Now Spence is met there and put down by THORN. Dean Pay out to his 20-metre line. Freeman turning it back into the centre for MAYBON. MAYBON is monstered by Brad THORN. Parramatta's 30-metre line underneath them. They go away for the Jason Smith kick. And CARNE allows it to bounce 2 and 3 and 4 times before Michael Hancock actually picks it up and comes back to Willie CARNE. CARNE then tries to stand up and get away from Justin Morgan.
9 chases there through for Parramatta. They're getting keen again now. They're back into the hunt on the scoreboard. Good news too. Ordinary passing out wide. Good news for Parramatta. Aaron Raper, they're working on him in the Jeshing set. Hope he'll be back. He's got a pinched nerve in his back, on the back of his neck, from that tackle on Brad THORN earlier.
Ball play by Kerrod Walters. Now it's with Andrew G. On the 30-metre line. Zone end of the park. So 3 tries in the match. Oh, WEBCKE's taken a high shot from Dean Pay. WEBCKE has worn one across the nose.
And a warning sufficient there, but he's copped one from Pay. Peter Johnson up fairly high as well. Pretty hard man. Shane WEBCKE didn't rock him back too much.
So Brisbane with Andrew G. Tackled on the first play. 10 metres into Parramatta's territory, and this is Brad THORN improving it. Another 10 metres. So they're 30 metres out on 2 as Langer pushes it on, and then LOCKYER swings it around for WEBCKE. WEBCKE play back to Kerrod Walters. Slow play the ball. Lazarus got into first receiver. Then Langer uses Peter Ryan, and Ryan is tackled. He'll play it on the 4th as Kerrod Walters darts away. Allan Langer's involved again. 5 tackles gone, 9 metres out. Kerrod Walters, then for Darren LOCKYER, rolls it into a big in goal, but it's over the back.
Well, a real pressure reliever that for Parramatta. A lot of good football put together by the Broncos, but this kick just too long. MAYBON very comfortable about that one going dead.
McKenzie is on for Parramatta in 14. Johnston put down by Darren Smith and Glenn Lazarus. And now Dean Pay takes it ahead to be met by Brad THORN. THORN working very hard in defence. And now a great pass from Gary Freeman finds Justin Morgan. Parramatta push on towards the halfway. Jason Smith offloads. David Wood's going nowhere. Aaron Rafer's okay. About to come back into the game. Freeman puts it high and down over the head of Willie CARNE. Wind is doing some treacherous things with the ball. And Hancock loses it. Parramatta screaming for support, but the referee has found a knock on.
He's found a knock on from both teams. Otherwise, Freeman keen to offload the ball. Here's Hancock stepping back inside. A couple of defenders on him. He loses it. Well, I don't think it's come forward off of any Parramatta player, and that should have been play on.
This is McKenzie. Played here in Brisbane prior to coming to Parramatta. Now from Freeman. Jason. Oh, Peter Johnston! Badly needing somebody with him. Jason Smith and Dean Fay, they combine. Fay, a metre out. Aaron Rafer's looking for Jason Smith. Rafer goes himself. He's over. Aaron Rafer has been back on no more than 60 seconds. And he puts Parramatta in front.
It's around the ruck area today, causing a lot of trouble. Brad Thorn coming up a little bit too soon, just leaving a hole on the inside. And Andrew G's the man, he has to hold the middle of the ruck. Kerrod Walters wasn't there either. Just slackened off a little bit, expecting Rafer to pass the ball, but he scored. What a great effort, just back on the field.
Player new change for the Broncos. Number 17 for John, the half on the score. CAMPBELL.
LAWLER scored a try earlier. Now attempts conversion. It looks beautiful. It certainly is if you're a Parramatta supporter. 14-10. Darren Lockyer starts again. Adventurous kick. In fact, I'm surprised he was able to get so much length on it. Freeman held down. McCRACKEN. That is Johnston. And the penalty goes to Parramatta.
Kerrod Walters lying in the ruck there while Johnston's trying to get up and play the ball. It was a good hit up. They're getting a bit of a roll on the Eels, and Johnston keen to play it quickly.
That's his 11th hit up, Peter Johnston, so he's working overtime. The Eels in front by 4. Johnston now with his 12th hitter. Lazarus is leading the tackle count for the Broncos. His hit-ups are down by Lazarus standards, but his tackle count is way up. And that's against Peter Ryan for not getting off the tackle player.
Well, they're just making it easy now for the Eels to get out of their territory. Ryan, a good tackle, ball and all, threw him on his back, but just a little bit too over-vigorous in holding him down.
LAWLER with a towering kick. From the center of the ground, I'm just a bit surprised that he chose to kick the way he did. Straight into the breeze. Freeman. Now David Woods, 25 metres out, no markers, and eventually to play the ball, and Freeman scampers off to the right. They fan back with a big back line out to the left. One could expect them to use it now. Freeman's calling it. He's with it. Woods. David Woods. Put down by Langer over the top of Ryan's tackle. And they're only 15 metres out. Pass from Jason Smith, picked up by Johnston. Then the run around from Freeman. Quick hand, MAYBON. Heads out for McCRACKEN. Oh, he kicked! Well, Michael Hancock only had to be drawn, and McCRACKEN chose to kick.
That's what the last tackle can do to some players. There's Mahon down hurt, almost got a hand to the ball. Ooh, he has hurt himself. Michael Hancock landing on him. That fifth tackle does it to players, Ray. They feel they have to kick sometimes. And all McCRACKEN had to do was pass, and Mahon would set the score.
The Broncos are back on their 40-metre line, but I'd put that down as a bombed opportunity. Brisbane get the penalty. Concern back down the ground for Scott Mahon. He's trying to get these tacklers up and away so that the game can flow. Lazarus there. Over the top, McKenzie underneath Raper. Raper did well to shut down Walters, then Thorn, now Lockyer, and this is John. They're down on the Parramatta 30-metre line. 14-10, Parramatta in front. Brad Thorn. Kerrod Walters. Allan Langer looked back on the inside. He thought he had RENOUF on his inside, but RENOUF had moved to the outside. The kick is a good one, and MAYBON, he took it on the full. It'll be a 20-metre tap.
Considering how much this breeze is making the ball swirl around, that is a great effort from MAYBON. Freeman with a quick tap, and now MAYBON in it again.
I doubt that all those Broncos, or some of those Broncos involved in the tackle, had got back the 10. Raper there. Through from Morgan, finding Dean Pay. And Pay, good run. Right up the centre to the halfway line. Raper using now McKenzie for Freeman. Freeman beats the tackle of the Bronco and then is pulled down. Pulled down by Robbie Ross. And here's Morgan again. Parramatta making easy meters now. We've got a good roll on. This is the last. And now BLACKETT puts it high. And CARNE. Willie CARNE coming down successfully. This is Darren Smith. Held by McKenzie.
Here's a take from CARNE just to be on the safe side, getting a jump, but Peter Johnson was never going to get in the air.
Lazarus then running straight at Gary Freeman. His run ending on the 30-metre point. Oh, and Kerrod Walters comes up with the football. He looked at the referee as if to say, whose feet is it going to be?
Well, he thought Freeman may have been offside, but Walters did elect to run. Gary Freeman had a hand on the ball somewhere. Parramatta are the team with the ball now in the feed through Gary Freeman again.
Well, it is my view that Freeman, in making the tackle, raked the ball out. And if there was to be any ruling, it should have been play on for Brisbane. Now it's Morgan. 9 metres away from the line. Raper. BLACKETT. Across the face of McCRACKEN for David Woods. Infield pass for MAYBON. Right on back then for McCRACKEN. McCRACKEN bends away from Kerrod Walters. And his progress is interrupted 5 metres from the line. Freeman with a long pass. Jason Smith out wide. Bending away from Langer. flicking it round the back for Morgan. 5 tackles gone now for Parramatta. They work on the blind side off the boot of Draper. Out on the full and the turnover.
Good pressure from Darren Smith coming out for the Broncos from marker there, but is there a limit to the skills of Jason Smith? A beautiful flick pass earlier on. He's got a couple of defenders around him, nowhere to go. His brother there trying to stop him. He just flicks it back and says, we used to do that in the backyard, remember?
Here they go, the Broncos. Half-time is nearly with us as they go down the ground with RENOUF. RENOUF's got support coming. He won't need the support. RENOUF scores. A great run made though by Chris Johns has led to the try. But the Pearl has scored a pearler.
And got them back level on the board. Long ball out from LOCKYER. John's in a big hole. He's beaten the cover and just waited here for RENOUF, knowing he's the quickest man on the field. And RENOUF, Gary Freeman's done well to stay with him, in fact, to stop him getting it under the posts. Scores plenty of them. That timing of that one was a beauty. John's here, aware that RENOUF's on his inside all the time. Just pops a little pass up to him. The Para players can't stay with him. RENOUF streaking away. Freeman with a gallant chase.
If I was Steve RENOUF, I'd be a bit concerned. I don't think he ran away from Gary Freeman. I might have some hope myself with Gary Freeman.
He does run within himself a little bit, the Pearl, sometimes.
So RENOUF has taken himself to equal leading try scorer. The conversion is there from Willie CARNE, and Brisbane take a 16-14 lead to the shed. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
Mitchell away fast with the real Fredericks with them at halfway. Fredericks and Christie's the win. Christie's going to win and create history.
Get the big picture when the games begin on Optus Vision, your Olympic pay TV network.
It's a game with a colourful and controversial past.
The greatness of history.
A sport of heroes and magical memories. Come with Sports Australia this Saturday at 6:30 for a walk down memory lane in Rugby League's Great Game Series.
Sunday live and exclusive on Channel 11, the high-speed thrills and spills of Grand Prix motorcycling. Live from Hockenheim, the 250 and 500cc races with our own Mick Doohan charging hard for the World Championship. In the studio, special guest former world #1 Wayne Gardner. Hold on tight for the German Motorcycle Grand Prix, Sunday night at 8:30, live and exclusive on Channel 11. You're watching the Channel of Champions, Sports Australia.
Welcome back now for the second half of this clash between Brisbane and Parramatta. Glenn Lazarus with a touch of the old acrobat.
He's a bit of an athlete, isn't he? You can see why Lazarus, who's now milked a penalty from the first tackle of the second half, why he was shoved back to the second row with WEBCKE coming into the front row. A little bit more mobile. Have a look at him here. That's great hand for a big fella. And here's the penalty now. Lazarus just trying to get up with a quick play the ball. Morgan and Smith holding him down too long.
So Brisbane, an early penalty in the second half. It very nearly was a scrum for Parramatta to have the loose head and feed. Here they are now with 6 more tackles out on their 30-metre line. Just wondering what Wayne Bennett might have been saying to them at half-time, Gary.
Oh, I just imagine he would like to see their forwards hit the ball up a little bit more before the ball gets thrown around. The Parramatta backs have made almost as many tackles as the forwards.
Raper's in trouble again here. There's been a head clash. He collides here with the head of Malcolm of Spence. So he's having a checkered day, Aaron Raper. He's either unconscious on the ground, in the dressing rooms being resuscitated, or scoring tries.
That looked like his cheekbone here, there, that hit the back of Spence's head. Just have a look at him reel away from it here. His left cheek, that side of his face. And he's gone again.
Well, he's going because of the blood bin more than anything else. The referee has indicated this is a blood bin on Aaron Raper.
Doesn't look like his left cheek. I think I might have got that one a bit out.
The electrician's tape so tightly bound. I tell you what, the old forehead can split open easily with that. Now, I think this breeze has picked up here during half-time. Gusting in excess of 40 kilometres per hour. LAZARUS drives it down. MAYBON will be trapped in goal. Well, he thought it would be kind to him, but it wasn't.
With a big improvement in Allan Langer's game this year has been his kicking. That placed perfectly. MAYBON hoping it'd go dead, but it didn't.
Parramatta giving the ball back to Brisbane, and I'll tell you what, that breeze has strengthened. That ball went up and came straight down. LAZARUS will play the ball, 35 out on the first tackle. Kerrod bowls. Now Brad Thorn running straight at the forwards, Morgan and McKenzie. Kerrod Walters away for Andrew G, then the run around, and then for CARNE. CARNE trying to hold McCRACKEN off. Walters goes to the right. Langer pushes it on. LOCKYER with players left and right, and now swarmed over by the Parramatta defence. Langer again, running to the line, slides a pass inside, and somehow or other Kerrod Walters came away with it. Now Allan Langer, then Darren LOCKYER. LOCKYER gets it back. He's supported by Peter Ryan, and 5 tackles gone, 10 metres out as they come to LAZARUS. Then for Langer, he kicks into the end goal. Mahon has got a big job to do. Scotty Mahon rounded in goal. Good tactics by Brisbane.
Langer took it as far as he could before deciding to kick. The ball out here from LAZARUS, looking inside. And Mahon, he's done a good job. 5 or 6 defenders against him. He beats CARNE, almost gets out. Well, gets out of the Robbie Ross tackle. Just can't get into the in goal.
Morgan is in trouble for Parramatta. Justin Morgan. Like an ankle. Parramatta getting Nathan Barnes ready to take the place of Justin Morgan. Now watch this drop out. It'll be interesting to watch this kick, whether his previous one was a poor kick or whether that breeze is having its effect. A little bit of each. LAZARUS. Deceptively fast, Glenn LAZARUS. Now Andrew G. 25 metres away from the line, leading by 2. THORN in one side, out the other, and over. Big man running at smaller men at pace equals a try. 20 points to 14.
But sometimes the simple plays that get you over the line. Langer throwing second man play in behind Peter Ryan. THORN with the big fend on Dean Pay, I think it is. so simple, no cover, and the big fella scrolls over. Just as he got the ball, he dummied to pass or to kick or something. Might have just thrown the defence down and pay a very feeble attempt at grabbing hold of Thorn.
That's the second time Dean Pay has been made to look a little bit less than average in defence. 20 points to 14. Difficult kick. Sending out very wide, hoping for the wind, but it doesn't work that way. 20 points to 14. The Broncos over the Eels.
Broncos leading the Parramatta Eels 20 points to 14. And in exchange for the Parramatta Eels is number 15, Nathan Barnes, and number 12, Justin Gordon.
6 tries in total now in the game. And again, Glenn Lazarus bringing it back. Goodness, they've given him some work, haven't they?
And he loves it too, the big fella.
Oh, this is the mistake that they promised to make last restart. Robbie Ross.
Yeah, Robbie Ross just trying to pick it up on the fly and get a scoot down the blind side, but ordinary attempt.
Parramatta. Good chance here. Grounded on the 20-metre line. Nathan Barnes. Now Gary Freeman. And it went behind Rod Maybon. Took a bit of sting out of the attack. Still was nearly able to break away. Now, I notice that Darren Smith has got a problem. He's dropped into defence on the blind side. Away from Campbell for Freeman to go out and Blackett to go on for Smith. Oh, David Wood! Robbie Ross made a great tackle. It probably looked like it might have been high, but I don't think so. It was a tackle that had to be made. Now, Kerrod Walters jumping out of the ground to make the tackle. No markers. Freeman rolls it towards the goal now. And it's with Darren Lockyer, who they have forced back into the in goal. Penalty has been given by David Manson.
Well, I can hear David Manson from up here. Here's the Robbie Ross hit. Now he's still concerned about his winger. He's fallen out of that. It wasn't high. He got him around the shoulders. Freeman, Peter Ryan's allowed to stand his ground there, but Lockyer cleans it up. Manson called held before he was pushed back over the try line.
Hancock now puts his shoulder behind the wheel. Interesting ruling, that one that Manson applied on Darren Lockyer. I personally think he got it absolutely right. The player's progress has halted. How the name of goodness can he be picked up and dragged 3 metres back into his in goal for a line dropper? Here's RENOUF now trying to step 5 metres into Parramatta's area. 5 tackles gone. Brisbane then with Langer. Mile of time to operate. Brings it back and across. Maybon has played at it. Everybody's on side there. 20 metres almost out from the Parramatta line. Another Parramatta player is down looking for attention. I think it's Gary Freeman. As LAWLER struggles to play it. Then Blackett serves it up for McKenzie. Then hands it back to the 5'8". On to Maybon. Maybon out for Mahon. Mahon channels back infield. And it is Freeman that's injured for Parramatta. Now from Campbell for Johnston. And then to Dean Pay. And across for Jason Smith. And Smith is taken by Langer. Langer wasn't going to stand back and watch them. But he's now brought a penalty.
David Manson ruling that Allan Langer caused that ball to come out. He's done a little throw, the Cumberland throw on Smith and put his hand in there and then stuck his arms up as if to say it had nothing to do with it, but the right hand of Allan Langer caused it.
.65 the penalties to Parramatta. Heavy defence, and I think Willie's lost it. There was obviously something going on in there as CARNE makes a very good run for the Broncos, laying down a foundation for them to get a roll moving. Andrew G.
Peter Johnson bringing the ball up, slammed on his back. And the ball pops out for Chris Johns.
For the Broncos, nearly to the halfway line as Hancock thunders up to that point before using Langer, and Langer on the end of Campbell's tackle. Troy Campbell on for Aaron Raper. Lazarus 41 metres away from the Parramatta line. The last tackle for Langer. Just weights it down towards the corner. MAYBON is met by Robbie Rock. Gets an assist over the top from Chris Johns. The Eels bringing it out beyond their 20-metre line. And now Scott Mahon, one of the quicker outside backs, taking some work off the forwards now. Before Dean Fay is upended and put away. Out on his own 40-metre line. Was it Fay? No, it was Spence. Now Johnston. Campbell, dummy half. He's going to kick. Reaps it down towards Willie CARNE. And CARNE now. Good broken field runner. Not going anywhere this time. Placement's getting ready for the Broncos. Ben Walker is out there already in 15. WEBCKE is about to play it. John PLATH is on. Michael Hancock stepping away from 2, falling over on the 40-metre line, and Dean Fay makes the tackle. Then John PLATH. Now WEBCKE. Ooh! Shoulder hit by Spence. Oh, deliberately forward. Brings a penalty.
He's turned on his fly side. McCRACKEN and Langer having a scuffle, and Dave Manson breaks them up. WEBCKE with a good hit up here. The shoulder charge just didn't stop him. From Spence, and he turned blind to give it to Langer. Definitely a forward pass. McCRACKEN trying to get the ball off Langer there.
Johnston launching himself towards the 20-metre line. Campbell. McKenzie. Right on that point now. They come down the blind side. They've had success down here before. Smith wrapped up by WEBCKE. 15 metres out from the line is Freeman. Now Spence. Man of the match last weekend. 7 metres from the line. Can the Eels equal? They've got the blind side stacked, and Freeman operates on the open side. Now they come back. And Jason Smith puts the kick in. And Robbie Ross has got a problem with the RENOUF. And it will be a line dropout.
Well placed from Jason Smith to find the ground. That's the key to those little inside kicks. To make sure they hit the dirt. Wrong footing, Willie CARNE. Robbie Ross seemed to have it covered, but it bounced away from him, and RENOUF had to take it in the end.
Broncos send it back. 45 metres into the arms of Scott Mahon. Mahon pulled down eventually by Brett Green, who's on in 16. And now here's the Eels with Morgan back on with that ankle bandage. So Morgan with the ankle bandaged and Raper with the head bandage. They're both back as Johnston gets a one-hander away for Morgan to go on for LAWLER. LAWLER playing it on the 10-metre line. Cross to the right for Freeman. Now, Blackett, bad punt, no knock on. Well, no, he's ruled that it was.
Well, Blackett was reaching behind him with his left hand for that Freeman pass. Did the ball come forward off of his hand? A tough one from that angle. To stick with Manson's ruling.
Well, there's a hand in the scrum from the Eels, and they've got the ball. McCRACKEN to the 20-metre line. It's a long time since I've used the expression, there's an arm in the scrum. But there was a big Parramatta hand down there giving it some help. Scrum one against the feed. That's on the record books now. Freeman across. Then for Blackett now, Morgan. Morgan cuts out Johnston. Woods was going to go for the corner. He scores! David Woods scores! 20 points to 18.
Great finishing there from Woods. Good speed at the flank, but it's come from here. Aaron Raper is just down. He's not even hanging on to his props. As you said, Ray, a hand in the scrum. Matthew Spence has been fairly quiet today, but near the Brisbane line is where he's decided to fire up a couple of times. Not a great pass out the back, but MAYBON's cleaned it up. Good ball out there through to Freeman. And now this long ball, it's just beaten Robbie Ross. He's come in on the men. They're 2 men over. Chris Johns just can't match up the speed with Dave Woods. MAYBON's the man that's cleaned it up at the back and then thrown it out wide. Nice long ball coming out there through Morgan, and Woods just too quick. Well, they're right back in it now, the Eels.
Chris LAWLER today, 100%, and this time just offline. So 20 points to 18. Brisbane over Parramatta. Controversial try though. Broncos with the restart. And Freeman goes back and sends McCRACKEN back to them. McCRACKEN carried a couple of them beyond the 20-metre line. Darren Smith was one of them. Now Johnston.
He's had a great game, Peter Johnson, carning it up. He needs more support at times though. Still he gets those arms free quite often.
Here's David Woods making another break down the left of the ground. Parramatta, 42 metres out from the line. Freeman pushing it on. Jason Smith inside for Spence. Spence is ridden into the ground by John Platt. Raper flicking it up for McKenzie. McKenzie met by Langer and Smith and Ryan. Now the fifth tackle has come for Parramatta. Raper comes down the blind side with Jason Smith, who kicks for Scott Mahon. And, oh, Willie CARNE beaten by the bounce, and Scott Mahon scores an incredible try.
Well, it looked at first glance as though CARNE could have got to Jason Smith's kick on the full. Smith, the little one in behind. Willie CARNE just ambled up to it, and it's only bounced 2 metres in front of him. Straight up there, 4 Parramatta players there. Mahn's the one who gets it. Desperate play, just a little short side. one of the best parts of Para's game is having Jason Smith, that option on the short side. Such a smart thinking player. And Mahon out-leaping Willie CARNE and diving over. Untouched.
Wayne Bennett's head goes in the same direction as the hopes of Brisbane at the moment. For Chris LAWLER. Portion of the 22,000 people behind him, and his kick is there. Can't speak too soon with this wind the way it's blowing, but 24-20, Parramatta over Brisbane. Ben Walker restarting for Brisbane. It's uphill for them. 22,412. Watching this match today as Johnston unloads and Raper does likewise. It's lost behind Dean Fay. Wrestled down by Plath and Green. And the referee now he's calling John Plath over for something.
He indicated a punch there, I think, to John Plath. Some excellent defence those first couple of tackles, but that's eased it off now for Parramatta. Plath coming over the top. Well, there's a punch coming out in his direction. There he's claiming he got one to the eye as well, but the referee only saw the John Plath indiscretion and Parramatta off the hook.
Here's Peter Johnston now. 15 metres away from the halfway line. Parramatta leading by 4 points, 24 points to 20. Dean Fay. Morgan looking inside for Spence. Almost to the halfway line they are. Reserve grade 22-14, Brisbane. As Jason Smith tries to get rid of John Plath. He succeeds, gets a pass away to no avail. Played by Dean Fay. To the blind side. Raper throws the dummy and tries to burrow through. On the 40-metre line there. Again, they come onto the blind side, and Smith puts the kick down behind Michael Hancock, and he finds touch.
And he's in fine touch. Jason Smith. Really a lot of time here to think about where his kick's going, and just runs it end over end behind Michael Hancock, and only a few metres from the corner flag.
Michael Hancock corralled by the Parramatta backs, coming up very quickly now. Ben Walker, and the pull down by Jason Smith out wide, and Smith has come out of it clutching at his throat area. So Brisbane with all the work to do. G across for Ryan. Ryan fires it back for CARNE. And CARNE, working in traffic, has pulled down 30 metres out from his own line. From Plath for Green. Brett Green out on the 40-metre line. Last tackle is with us. Langer kicks back and across. And little Rob MAYBON now gallops back beyond the 30-metre line. Hancock the tackler, Blackett the dummy half. Scott Mahon, who scored that spectacular try, will play it now. Just inside the 40-metre line. Freeman put away by Langer and Green. Raper, Johnston to the halfway line. The impact of the tackle, you could hear it. 3 Broncos making the tackle on Big Johnston. Neat passing by Dean Pay. Finds Spence come out the other side. 38 metres out on 5. Raper, a mile of time to operate. Barnes got a kick in, and then Smith is with it. Across for Willie CARNE. Tries to step away from Jason Smith, but he's unable to do so. Nathan Barnes assisting in the tackle. 24-20. Parramatta in front. The lead has changed 3 times in the game.
The Broncos throwing it wide, straight from that return. I think they need to go up the middle a little bit. Michael Hancock with, well, he's lost a couple of metres there. Still going. It is a good run in the end from Mick Hancock. Determination. They need to go forward before they try to run around Parramatta.
There's CARNE offloading out the back for Smith, and then RENOUF. RENOUF is held by LAWLER. Parramatta's confidence now is really, really boosted. Ben Walker held by Spence. Thought that should have brought a penalty. They've eventually got it. Brisbane have got the penalty.
Spence lying in the play the ball area as Walker tried to play it. Lockyer kicking into the breeze.
Oh, it's an ordinary kick. And Rod Maybon takes it back. I can't work out why from the centre of the ground they keep kicking into the breeze.
Just a strong breeze blowing across the ground. It is a bit of a strange one. Parramatta did it in the first half. But Maybon from the back has been superb, bringing the ball back. Good positioning. He brings it back at good speed. Here's another look at it. Very close to the centre of the ground, yep. And, oh, it's not a good kick from Lockyer. Maybon's beaten him as well, bringing it, getting a good 25 metres back upfield.
McKenzie now. Raper. Jason Smith having a wonderful game. CARNE. Willie CARNE put away about 5 metres out from his own line. Parramatta adopting the right tactics. Jason Smith is the government. He's put a stranglehold around Brisbane.
The question now is, where are the forwards? CARNE get up. Brett Green's come in for some work. He's beaten a couple too.
Bradford, Plath. Oh, here's a chance for Parramatta. Kicked by Brisbane, recovered by Brisbane. This is Brad Thorn. Down the centre of the park. Back and away. This is Robbie Ross now. Gets a pass on for LOCKYER. LOCKYER, he'll score. LOCKYER scores. An amazing try.
Well, it's come from a bad pass from John Plath. I don't know how Willie CARNE came up with it. But just have a look at this ball, almost intercepted by Raper and by Morgan. Willie CARNE put the left foot to it. Lockyer should have scored here. It was just inside Willie CARNE. If he draws him there, he was over. CARNE stayed on his feet, gave it to Robbie Ross, who dummied. That little ball just onside for Lockyer. They've fallen over themselves. Couple of those Parramatta defenders, and Lockyer's got over. Brad Thorn started it with a good hit up and offload. There was that wayward flash pass. CARNE's just beaten Jason Smith to the ball to set it up. Should have given this short ball here to Lockyer. And Robbie Ross has come from his other wing. A good effort from him. Beats one to player. Inside to Lockyer. He strides out.
24 all.
Darren Lockyer. A chance to put Brisbane in front. The kick looks okay. Brisbane are in front again. 4 leaders in the game now. 4 times it has changed over. Chris Lawler starting for Parramatta. Glenn Lazarus, bumping run, an undeniable charge. Looking at Lazarus, 21 tackles, 13 hit-ups. What about Peter Johnson? 12 tackles and 23 hit-ups.
Well, Brisbane throw the ball around a lot. That's why he hasn't had so many tackles to make. But gee, he's made up for it in hit-up department. Brett Green's made another good run here to carry on from that Lazarus hit-up.
So, Langer looking to get behind the defence with the ball in his hand. Put away by Freeman. Right on the halfway line. Back now with Ben Walker. 5 gone for Brisbane. Langer's back in the line. He wants it. There's his kick. Back and across. It's got too much weight on it this time. Parramatta bringing it up. And Brisbane picking up their defence line. Scott Mahon takes it back for Parramatta. Johnston, 24th hit up. Ran into the shoulder of Lazarus. Now they come down the blind side. McKenzie. Walker's in 15. Green's in 16. Morgan. Bundled into the ground by Thorn.
Jason Smith out on the left looking for something. He's the man that's very creative this afternoon for Para.
Uses MAYBON and then Barnes and LAWLER. It's gone over the sideline. Broncos almost certainly will get the ball back.
Well, Barnes may have passed a little bit too early here. He didn't really pull in, Robbie Ross. Oh, he's hurdled one of the signs outside the field. MAYBON's done his job. Barnes maybe a bit too early. Robbie Ross had already left. Shoved LAWLER over the sideline.
Brisbane leading now by 2. Across to RENOUF very quickly. Oh, this will bring a penalty. It's against McCRACKEN.
McCRACKEN couldn't get his arm free and he's let the referee know that's what his problem is. I don't know if he needed to give RENOUF that shove. He certainly didn't need to give away a penalty here. Can't get his arm out. That little shove on RENOUF that's caused the penalty.
19 tackles in the game for McCRACKEN. It's worth noting. Peter Ryan.
Well, I don't know about you, Ray. I reckon McCRACKEN is a second rower or a lock forward. A great defender. Loves it in tight.
Thorn. 30 metres out from the line. Green. Hit and spin for Langer. Parramatta's got it. Struck for by Brisbane. This then is the first tackle. Johnston. Freeman. Morgan. Halfway line. Time running away for Parramatta. Two points down. Woods around them. Nathan Barnes put on the hurdy-gurdy by RENOUF. Pass taking some of the sting out of the attack. The Dean Pay comes back. The kick. CARNE, away from one.
Oh, I thought he was going to pass inside to Hancock then. Done the right thing.
Ben Walker. THORN. PLATH. HANCOCK. Feeding it back for Johnny PLATH. PLATH back for LOCKYER. Then away for Smith. Pulled down by Mahon. Brisbane. RENOUF. His second try. RENOUF gets another one. 12 for the season now.
Tell you what, when he contributes, RENOUF, he's dynamic. Michael Hancock started it there with a good run and offload. Here's the bust, LOCKYER. Sus pass there, but Smith is tackled by Barnes. RENOUF out of dummy half, just too strong. He shrugs him off. That left end of his is dynamic. MAYBON can't hold him out. Watch him get out of dummy half here. Stepping out of the Freeman tackle. Left hand bent. He uses it for impetus to get him going forward better. Just carries him over the line.
But the Broncos, round again for the Broncos. Try scores. Second for the match by RENOUF. Broncos winning 34-34.
They do. LOCKYER then from the sideline. Oh, not a bad kick. Flagged away. 30 points to 24. Well, Darren Raven, a replay of another injury, another misfortune in this game for him. Willie CARNE brought down back on his own 20-metre line. Robbie Ross off his wing. This is Green, 41 metres away from their own line. Now John PLATH to the blind side. LOCKYER tries to get it away. He does, but Parramatta have got possession. 6 points the difference. Morgan.
Plenty of time for Parramatta to string 6 tackles together.
McKENZIE. Campbell. Freeman. Jason Smith. Beautiful pass. Barnes inside for MAYBON. Now Barnes. This is Freeman. Now Smith. Back for Johnston. Then for Smith. Out for LAWLER. And the 20-metre line underneath them.
CARNE will need some support back here from his wingers.
Smith. Freeman. Now David Wood. Oh, a metre from the line. That is the turnover.
Well, didn't that hole open up? CARNE eventually having to clean him up. Glenn Lazarus is there as well. Freeman dummies to kick, and that drags a lot of Broncos defenders to the left. And Wood's in a big hole. Lazarus making that desperate tackle. He's had a big game.
Willie CARNE. Slow as you go. That's the order. THORN. Seconds only. Langer. No way in the world the boss is going to pass it. First thing he did is look up at the board, see what time's left. Lazarus and Smith going through the motions. Now the last. And Walker's been trapped in possession. Really didn't offer them anything. Here's the last shot of the night. Morgan kicks in behind. It'll find the line though. That's the worst thing. That is just what they didn't need to do. And the siren is sounding in the background, is it not? It is all over. An amazing game of football. To and fro, the leadership swung until finally Brisbane have won by 30 points to 24.